Washington. All right? Felisa, excuse me. Felisa Washington.
Felicia.
Felicia.
V-A.
Felicia.
Yes, sir.
Get me straight.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after such time, after 30 days, the city administrator's office will work with the property owners in determining the feasibility, and the city administrator's office will report back to council no later than December the 2nd. All right, that's in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Henry.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
And Councilman Hodge.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. All right, before you leave, make sure you exchange some numbers with Ms. Ram, and you can do it now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Third item is a second reading of an ordinance ordering the demolition of an unsafe structure, 1904 15th Avenue. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. The building inspectors have also found this structure located at 1904 15th Avenue to be unsafe and is a public health nuisance. And they are also recommending that this structure be demolished. As with the previous one, we ask that you open this up for a public hearing.
All right, thank you. By state code, we're allowed to open the floor for a public hearing, so I hereby open the floor for a public hearing to discuss the demolition of an unsafe structure at 1904 15th Avenue. So the floor is open for any member of the public who wanted to come speak. Come on up. Please state your name and address for the record.
Okay, my name is Juan Miguel. The address is 1904 15th Avenue, Northport. It's what I got. Okay, about this property for I think like last 3 months, but I want to know. I already talked to the inspector here, but he said I need to come here. I want to know what can I do, if I can fix this house, or I want to fix it up. But he said I don't know if I can fix it up or we can take out on the land. So he said it's what I want to do. I want to know what can I do with it.
Yes, sir. I do know 1904. Now, I'll just be just very frank. Of course, I've been looking at that one on 15th Avenue. That's a lot of work, Mr. Miguel. Do you understand that the works entailed in regard to get it back up to code? It technically right now doesn't have a roof.
Yeah, but we already check and see. I got one contractor. He said I think it's easy to fix it up. If we take out and we starting to some other house, I think it's easy to fix it up. It's
Okay. Now, easy to fix up and get in the code is two different things. I just want to make that clear. So you're going to have to get it up to code based on that checklist that the building inspector will provide if council grants you some sort of an extension. So what kind of extension are you asking for us to get the needed? I don't know if you had a checklist from the building inspector, or if there's some documentation that you have to where it shows exactly what you need to do to get the structure back up to code.
Yes, I talked to the building inspector, but it's I want to know what can I do. I know. I think it's work if I can fix it up. If no, well, we can take it out and we're starting to. I want to know.
All right.
What the city say.
Okay, so let me make it clear again. Do you know how bad the structure is right now? Because right now I ride by there once a week, and it has no roof. I just want to be clear. The structure has no roof on it.
Yeah. No.
So you do know that.
Yeah, we ready.
So you know there's some slab issues. You know there's some structural issues. So you know there's going to be some work involved. If you had to get it up to code, how long would it take you?
We're planning to take like 5 or 6 months for finish out, make sure.
Now, like I told the ladies, I've been on the council since '08, and I haven't seen a demolition extension past 90 days.
For 90 days. No,
sir. I have not seen an extension of demolition of an unsafe structure beyond 90 days unless there was some kind of benchmark and they came back. I'm just going to be speaking from somebody from that area right there. That house is really, really in bad shape. I mean, it's in bad shape, and I don't think you may not understand how bad it's in. And 5 or 6 months, I don't know if the council would grant that. I don't think they would grant it, just because the house has been in that shape for probably 12 to 14 months with no roof. So that was before you decided to purchase the property. And again, I want to make sure you know this clear. It's in really bad shape. And 5 or 6 months, I don't know if the council be willing to do that, because not just the roof, it's the slab and some other stuff.
Okay.
So, members of council, didn't know if y'all had any added comments or some thoughts to that.
Mhm.
What would be the benchmark areas if we?
Well, I don't really know what is the actual checklist that the building inspector's department gave you, Mr. Miguel. I don't know, Councilman. I do know that first blush, there's no roof. So I didn't have it. I don't have my packet in front of me, but everything. So the mayor's office is kind of. Let me look real quick, Mr. Miguel. So under foundations, you got foundation piers damage. You've got the seal is rotted, floor joists are sagging and rotted, weatherboarding is rotted, bearing walls are sagging. That's because you don't have a roof. Bearing wall rotted because you don't have a roof, nothing standing up on itself. Flooring is rotted, cracks and holes in the roof. Rafters are sagging. There's no rafters because you don't have a roof. Eaves are rotted, windows are rotted, wiring unsafe. So yes, thank you, Mayor. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got about 15 different deficiencies in the property maintenance code that I'm looking at. So, and again, I don't see how you could. I don't know if the council is going to be willing to do that within the 5 or 6 month time frame, just because the building has been vacant at least a year, and it's fallen in. So I don't know. Thank you, Mayor. Council, didn't know if you had anything else to add. Because a benchmark to me would be if the building was such to where you could make those improvements 30, 60, and 90 be completed by 90 days. Because what we don't want is you to come back and ask for an extension, because again, that started to get into the whole setting a new precedent, and I don't think we've got to that point yet with demolition of unsafe structures yet as a council. So, any member of council want to speak on it?
Well, President Logan, over the past couple of weeks, we've had over 5 inches of rain, and without a roof, probably everything in there is damaged, and to include, your electrical stuff. So, it'd be a major undertaking. Just to probably be more feasible to start all over on that piece of property.
I may have to agree, Councilman, just because again, it hasn't had a roof in 9 or 10 months. So. You think about all the weather events that's happened, and that's why you see some of the deficiencies in the condemnation maintenance report that was given. So, Mr. McGill, I don't know if the council will be amenable to allowing a 5 or 6 month extension. I just don't see it, and I don't know, based on what I've seen on the maintenance deficiency report, if you can get that done within a 90-day period. Just because that's pretty much the typical norm, unless there's something extenuating where you could kind of come back to council. I just don't see us allowing beyond 90 days. So, any member of public want to speak in regards to the property? Do you understand what we mean, Mr. McGill? It may be to where the council may not be amenable or could give you that 5 or 6 month extension. 90 days is the absolute maximum, just because in the past, the property owners would usually look at it and know if they need to, if it's in the best interest to tear down themselves or do something different.
Okay, if I clean up, how many days I got for clean up if I will take of all them? How many days?
As far as tearing the structure down, are you saying you want to tear the structure down?
Yeah, if we take out all of them and we start maybe next year as we start into the other new house over there.
Okay, so are you saying that you want to demolish your own house? That's what you want to say?
Yeah, so I want to ask if we can fix it up, we can take it up and that one.
Okay, all right. Let me make sure I'm gonna get it for the record now.
Okay.
So, the unsafe structure, you want to demolish your own house. That way, the city doesn't have to do it. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then after it's torn down, you want to come back and rebuild your structure. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ms. Ram, is that something we need to go through, and Ron, you step in to make sure if the property owner sees that it's probably in their best interest to demolish their own structure and then start over, is that okay? And they just need to go through your office.
Yes, sir, they would just need to, apply for a
demolition
through the
permit.
building inspectors.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mr. Miguel, you understand that? Meaning, if you want to demolish your own house, your structure, you would go through Ms. Ram's office, get a demolition permit, and make sure all the utilities are disconnected, so on and so forth, and then you demolish the structure, and from there, you haul off all the materials yourself, and then from there, you go back, and then you go through the building process.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for the record, you said you are going to demolish the structure. How long is it gonna take you? 30 days?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, I'm gonna have to. I have to give you less than 30. I've got to. Reason being, demolishing the structure is a less than 30-day job.
Okay.
Now, council, is 15 days fair enough, or is that?
Okay.
Is 15 days fair?
Yeah, yes. Okay.
Let's just do 30 days. That way we can do it. We just do 30 days.
30 days. Okay.
We'll do 30 days. We'll do 30 days, Mr. Miguel, for you to demolish the structure. Make sure you get your information to Ms. Ram. That way she can help you, walk you through the process so you can get a demolition permit. You've got 30 days from today, which will be, the house needs to be torn down by December the 2nd.
Okay.
Does that make, December the 2nd?
Second. Okay.
So, and we'll come back through and look and evaluate it. All right, is any member of public wanted to further comment? All right, hearing none, I hereby close the public hearing. Ron, I will make an adoption to order the structure 1904 with the responsibility going to the property owner, Mr. Juan Miguel. Mr. Juan Miguel, that's in the form of a motion. We're going to allow him to demolish his structure within a 30-day period, no later than December the 2nd. And in such time, he can report through city administrator's office and our planning and zoning department. That's in the form of a motion. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Mr. Miguel, would you give your contact information to Miss Julie Ram? She'll make sure that she can help you walk through that process.
Okay.
Thank you. Next item is a resolution authorizing the city administrator's office to enter into an agreement between the city of Northport Fire and Rescue and William E. Crawford, MD, for a period of 1 year. Again, this is the ordinance allowing an agreement between the city, Fire and Rescue, and Dr. Crawford, enabling him to continue to serve as our medical director as required by State Code 420-2-1-05, subsection 5 and H. And again, that's in the form of a motion, which I will offer that in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
and Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Second item is a resolution appointing a member to the Ability Alliance of West Alabama Board. Again, the name Ms. April Stevens has been brought to the council as for someone to consider to serve the term which expires in 2024. I'll make a motion to appoint Ms. April Stevens to the Ability Alliance of West Alabama Board, and Ms. Stevens' term expiring in March of 2024. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
and Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 3 is a resolution declaring certain equipment and items as surplus and authorizing the proper disposal. Mr. Webb, this is basically office supplies, correct?
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve that resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
and Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 4 is a resolution authorizing the Friends of Historic Northport to open Shirley Place for the annual Dickens Downtown ceremony. Mr. McCullum.
Just the annual opening for Dickens.
All right, this will allow the Friends and their group to come in and do some decorating and doing some odds and ends inside of the building. I'll make a motion to approve the adoption of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
And Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Consent agenda, there are 20 items. They range from minutes of the previous meeting, bill listings, travel and training, PO requisitions for various road improvement projects. One, of course, being the Union Chapel Road 69 project. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as printed. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 9, reports of special committees to council. If any member of council or the mayor's office wanted to report back from their respective committees. All right. Hearing none, item 10, public hearings. We've gone through 2 as state code. I do know we have some citizens signed to speak, and we'll get to those in a minute. Item 11, city administrator's business. Mr. McCullum.
Yes, the city budget will be up for approval at the next council meeting. It has been reviewed, and we are accepting comments from the council. And after receiving those, it'll be on the agenda for the next meeting.
Thank you. Item 12, departmental business. See, we have none. Item 13, public comment. Want to make sure I've got our citizens signed to speak. Robbie Pritchett. All right. And I've got David Estes. All right. Miss Alice Steele. Good evening, Miss Steele. I'm doing well. Please state your name and address for the record, Miss Steele.
Alice Steele, 2402 Snowsville Avenue, Northport, Alabama. And my concern is my next door neighbor has gas can all on the porch, car porch. It really looked like the city dumps. And I've been there living from 1972. My parents bought the house. And it's never been that bad up there.
Yes, ma'am.
I know I'm just one person.
Let me do this. We do have Sergeant Blaylock, who's doing a really good job in code enforcement, and I've got your number, but I do know that Miss Blaylock is right there by the door, and she is a go-getter, to say the least. And so if you give her your contact information, she will make sure that she goes through the code enforcement process. And if there is a situation where she needs to use her office to step in and get code enforcement citations out, she will definitely do that. So she's a new hire to the team, and she can do that with, you said just gas cans. Is it more weeded lots? Is it?
I got the pictures.
Okay, let me see the pictures. That way we can just, unless you just want me to keep them, or you can just give them to Ms. Blaylock. All right. Okay. Can we keep these, or you want these back? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Sergeant Blaylock, can you get with Miss Steele? That way she can, probably in the morning, she'll start her process. Yep. We will get Ms. Blaylock on it. Let me go that way. And you are an educator. Yes, ma'am. All right. So can you get your contact information to Sergeant Blaylock and let her kind of walk through that process and then address some of those items that you mentioned? Mm-hmm. We share a road. We share a road with Tuscaloosa, and maybe if Walt Maddox wanted to put a traffic light, we'll let him pay for it. Yeah, we, so, so we got, so one half's, yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I do know the traffic part of it. Half of it's Tuscaloosa. On that one half is Northport, which is very strange, but that's just kind of way it is, I think. So, Chief Burton, can we just go through just a traffic protocol and just look and see what we can do regarding just traffic violations, if any, and then especially during school? We do, and then we have to try to court. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me do this. I've got. We can do that. The one that we do have, we'll use it on Snow's Mills. I know we'll probably have to coordinate it through TPD as well. So there'll just be two law enforcement agencies working together. That's no issue. Rest assured, on Rice Mountain Road, you will be ticketed. I can tell you that for the record. Well, we will try to extend that presence in Snow's Mills, if that's okay. And we'll just have to work with Chief Burton and his staff, and then again, it may be something where we coordinate through TPD as well. Because again, the road splits down the middle of the road. One side's Tuscaloosa, one side's Northport. So Walt Maddox, no, he sees us live. I mean, I'm sure he's looking. We need Walt. Yeah, go see Walt too. They meet tomorrow too. I would love to. No, that's awesome. But no, we will. No, ma'am. No, you. Yes, ma'am. No, we gonna make sure we gonna solve that. Miss Blaylock is gonna get you squared away. Loud music, Noah's ordinance. No, we don't want it in anybody's neighborhood. No, if it's a violation, Miss Blaylock will make sure she cites it, if she can do it, and then Chief Burton will work as well. Yes, ma'am. Make sure we get that contact information.
Ma'am, do you want to give these pictures?
Miss Steele, do you want those up? Okay. All right. I see no other citizens signed to speak. Again, item 14 is mayor and council members' business. I'll start with the Honorable Mayor Donna Aaron.
I do have a couple of items I'd like to bring up. One is we have received 2 grants. One in the amount of about $55,000 to help expand our recycling program, which we definitely need. I think we're working overtime with what we have because the request to have our recycling was a whole lot more than we anticipated to start with, but I'm glad to see that it was, and Ms. Starnes and her crew are doing a very good job of taking care of that. The other one is that we have been awarded a $15,000 grant for Shirley Place. Quite a few years back, Shirley Place was closed down, locked down, no heat, no air, and the basement, which always had some moisture in it, had a humidifier that ran all the time, and when all that was done, the building began to deteriorate. And now it's to the point that the basement has to have quite a bit of work done because of the mold that has built up because of the lack of the utilities running and the humidifier not running. So $15,000 has been awarded to Shirley Place to help with that project. Notice I said help. That's not going to get it fixed, but it's going to be a good start. But anyway, just very proud of Max and his staff for working hard and producing the necessary documents to be able to obtain these grants. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, Councilman Roberts is out on business. Under my business, District 2, just something more of a development and retail side. I know we just opened the Aldi's, Councilman Hogg. It was a great response on a rainy day. I do know we do have some administrative and some tying up loose ends. So I wanted to, from the retail committee, open a resolution or offer a resolution to authorize our city administrator and city attorney's office to approve any bonds, necessary documentations, or any agreements necessary to allow the signing and negotiating of plats on phases 2 and 3 of the 1871 development on US 82. So again, that's in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
carried.
Thank you. One further item. I know we've spoken in our pre-meeting. Mr. McCullum's done a really good job in making sure we move a MLK project off of center. We were kind of stuck in the mud a little bit with ALDOT and FHWA, so he has kind of helped us along. So I think we're in the process now, Judge, of just getting ALDOT and FHWA to approve one aspect of it, and then we should be back on schedule, correct?
That's correct. The plans for, that the city wanted approved, ALDOT has approved those and are submitting them to the Federal Highway Administration for their final approval.
All right, once FHWA gives final approval, then the actual process of right-of-way acquisition, construction letting, that process can occur. So right now we're at 75% completion on design plans. So in the construction world, that's basically complete with the exception of 1 or 2 smaller items to do so. Very good news. So hopefully we should have something hopefully by Christmas in terms of FHWA. But again,